This is a dark moment for America. I'm filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk.
President Trump also announcing this morning he will posthumously award Charlie Kirk the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Kirk, just 31 years old, he co-founded the conservative youth organization Turning Point USA. He was speaking at an event on a college campus in Utah when he was shot and killed by an assassin about 200 yards away on a rooftop. That gunman is still at large.
That's exactly right. We did hear some major developments just a couple hours ago, though. The FBI spoke in Salt Lake City. We brought it to you live this morning. They said they have good video of the shooter. They're confident they can identify him without releasing the images into public. And so what they said that they have is somebody dressed in dark clothing jumping off a roof and then running into woods. And in those woods, they don't know if it's the same, instrument that was used, but they did find a rifle out there in the woods.
Yeah, they're busy analyzing that rifle right now to see if it was in fact the gunman's. Let's listen to a good portion of that news conference this morning.
Following yesterday's tragic shooting of Charlie Kirk, FBI agents have been working around the clock in coordination with our law enforcement partners. We are and will continue to work nonstop until we find the person that has committed this heinous crime and find out why they did it. This morning I can tell you that we have recovered what we believe is the weapon that was used in yesterday's shooting. It is a high-powered bolt-action rifle. That rifle was recovered in a wooded area where the shooter had fled. So the FBI laboratory will be analyzing this weapon. Investigators have also collected footwear impression, a palm print, and forearm imprints for analysis. Now, I understand there are a lot of questions about motive. I assure you that all leads, tips are being fully investigated. As of this morning, we have received more than 130 tips. We thank the community for that. The FBI has brought every resource to bear, and we will continue to do so throughout the course of this investigation. The FBI's mission is to protect the American people. It's to uphold the Constitution of the United States. Any attack on the First Amendment is an attack on the very foundation of our democracy. That is why we will relentlessly pursue this case and the shooter until we find him. We also continue to grieve with the family and the community. It's our community. If you have any video or images from the shooting, we ask you to please submit them to our digital media tip website at www.fbi.gov/Utah Valley Shooting. You can also call the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI. We truly rely on the public's help in these types of cases, and no tip is too small or insignificant. Thank you.
Commissioner James Matthews from Sky News. Can I ask about the shooter? There's clearly information about him or her. You say you're confident in this thing in terms of back exactly who they are. Can you talk to us about their movements, their demeanor? Do you think it's a man? And also, can I ask, what are the security arrangements in place? Was that movement being monitored? It's a question many people will have.
Absolutely. So what I'll release about the suspect is suspect blended in well with a college institution. We're not releasing many details right now, and we will soon, but right now we're not. But that individual appears to be of college age. We are confident in our abilities to track that individual. If we're unsuccessful in identifying them immediately, we will reach out for the public's help and the media's help in pushing those photos. That was a new development overnight, working through the night, studying those cameras. So that's something that's new and that we're working through right now. As far as the security, I cannot speak to that. Neither the Department of Public Safety nor the Federal Bureau of Investigation was involved in the planning or security of this event, and that'll have to be a question later for other agencies.
All right, you were listening there to that news conference that happened at 8 o'clock this morning. Again, they say that they've been working around the clock trying to identify him. They may know his name by now. You know, they're running his picture through facial recognition, and as soon as we get more information, we'll of course pass it along. We could get another update sometime this afternoon.
Oh yeah, I'll be closely monitoring that for you. And then we also want to make sure you know Texas leaders on both sides of the political aisle are reacting to Kirk's death. That's the important thing here. We're talking nonpartisan, of just people being people right now and putting politics aside, including Governor Greg Abbott. On social media, he posted, quote, "Charlie's voice was a beacon for millions of young Americans searching for truth, courage, and conviction. This senseless act of violence has no place in America," unquote.
And Senator Ted Cruz says he's devastated and heartbroken, writing, quote, "Charlie Kirk's murder was an act of unspeakable evil. Charlie was a close friend. We first met when he was just 18, and Turning Point was a nascent idea." Also, you mentioned both sides of the political aisle, Melissa, the chair of the Texas Democrats saying, "We all may have our disagreements, but everyone deserves to be safe from gun violence. Political violence has no place in our country, and we condemn it in all forms."